Hello everybody, I want to talk about what's the best way to get over depression. Everyone sort of knows, isn't it? Is that they need to get something they love doing. That's why they're probably more likely depressed. It could be they've gone through an incident, something like a death or anything like that. I'm not talking about that kind of depression. That kind of depression, losing a job, you just lost a job, something small like that, death, they're things of life depression. Right, that will happen and you get over it. So that's not the depression I'm talking about. That's the short-term depression. And depression I'm talking about are the people who are depressed and are lost and been doing the same circle over and over again. And that's because they're obviously lost, or they just can't do what they're trying to do, or want to do, or they haven't started. So the best way to get rid of depression is to do something you love. Be you. Do something you love. Once that's happened and you still got depression, well, I'd call that probably a mental problem. That your life is fine, but you still got, problems, and you still feel depressed. Right? That means you've got all the money in the world and you're still lost, maybe, or you've done everything and now you're depressed. I wouldn't know when it comes to that. But most of the time, if you just do something you love, right, then you shouldn't get depressed. Right? It's not just doing a job. It's doing something you love. It's living. Go out and live then. You might love doing that. You might love the holidaying. You might, whatever you're capable of doing. But if you're poor, the first thing you try to do is at least, if you can, hold off as long as you can on certain things. Because they say patience, good things will come with patience, right? Try to find a job you love. And this is not always going to happen for everybody. Right, but this is a goal we all try to do. Because if you don't find a job you love, you get any old job, and I've tried that. And then you try to look for a job that you love. But then that's hard because you've taken a job and that takes a lot of time. So it's a thing to try. You can't do it. It just makes it harder if you just don't have work before you ever go to get a job when you're younger. This one's mostly for young people. Is go to college, try to learn something, but then you might change your mind. People do change their mind. That's the thing, isn't it? So hopefully the first thing you want to go do is not too big of a thing. Like you don't want to I want to be a doctor. I think that's going to make me happy, because you have to get the money and all sorts of other things a lot of people do. And then but you got to go do 4 years of hard college, and you go do all that, or 6 years or whatever it is to pass what you need to do. And then you find out after a year or two, or even the same time as you studied for, that you didn't like the job. Right? Or even less than that. It's less than that. It's worse, isn't it? You study for something and then you find out it wasn't even really you. So the best thing to do, but you've got to try things, is to start trying things. And try not to go too big too quick unless you got your 100% decision. Once you got your decision, this is what I'm doing now myself. Once you got your decision, then you go big. You go hard at that. When you go hard at something, just make sure that that's something you want to do all your life. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go hard at a decision I've decided to make, and I'm going to go hard on that, and hopefully I'll get my dreams and my job that I love, and then that way it won't feel like work so much. Like work's always work. Like life is work. I tell Emma that a lot. You've got to get up. She goes, now I've got to clean this up again. I'm sick of clean. Well, life is very messy. There's an ad be there. And that's just life. You've got to quickly get your hour or 2 hours every day, the same little cycle there, and you try to get that little cycle is done as quick as and small as possible of a job, right? And then you can move on with what you want to do every day. Right? And when it comes to work, you quickly get that done, and then you try to move on with what you want to do. So like I said, if your work's for fun, you don't have to worry about what it is. Try to make it work that's fun. And work can be fun for anyone. See, when you're young, you just want any job. That's how I see a lot of young people already get the easier jobs. That's the best spot to start from. Is at the easy jobs and get experience up. Start from the bottom, start working up. As you go, okay, I've made this money, and now I want to do this, and you go to the next job and you work on that, study for that job, and then go and apply for that job. Stuff like that. But the more people get in the track doing things like this, I reckon the better the world will be in the end. instead of all people getting forced to do certain jobs because they need a job. And I understand all that in certain circumstances, but it's not the best way if you can do it a different way. Because that's what life's all about. It's like, we know that we can do it that way, and we know it sort of works. It's working, like it's been functioning for this long, but it doesn't mean it's right. That's the thing, eh? When something's working, doesn't mean it can't be better. And it could be working and be the best thing too, right? Like the old milk ad, is that the kid was talking about what happened to all the trees, and he goes, oh, they all got cut down and stuff, but they didn't change the milk. I can't remember exactly how the ad goes. You'll have to look it up, people. It's got hologram trees in it and stuff. But the good thing was they never changed the milk. Well, they've already changed the milk. It's the funny thing, advertising milk to buy, and yet it has been changed. They change it from coming out of the cow till we go to drink it. They do all sorts of things to it. But milk is milk if you have the original milk, just straight from the cow. But anyway, I thought I'd just chuck out a little point there that ads have used, because that's what they do a lot. Ads just like to give you what you want to hear kind of thing to make it sound good, but it's not always 100% honest truth. But that's advertising, isn't it? And that's why everyone knows when it comes to advertising, it always gets the younger generations, because they got to learn about the advertising thing. See, when you're in a world of tricks and brain game things where everyone wants to run on algorithms and stuff like that, well, when that comes like that, you get tricked until you learn the trick. That's sad that we have to live in a world like that, but that's the world we live in. If you haven't got the algorithm that can pinch you 1 cent off everybody without them noticing, then too bad for you. Everyone can't have that algorithm. It's like those ads they're advertising now on YouTube about, you know, my team, I just show my team how to do this and make 100,000, right? Not everyone can do that, right? Because there's loopholes that they learn and times to learn, and not everyone can do that. And if you learnt what he learnt, he wouldn't be able to do what he does, because everyone will do it, and then it wouldn't work. That's why he talks about a team. It's all about who knows who and who's in what team, isn't it? Anyway, people, I'm going to stop there because I'm blabbing too much. And bye-bye. Have a good one. See ya.